אני אוהב של הקדוש ברוך הוא, אני. Hey, okay. So we're going to start and just have to get this phone off the hook here. Okay. Shalom, everybody. Good week. Happy week. Happy day. B'ezrat Hashem. It's a pleasure to see you. And we're going to start like usual. We have to thank Hashem. We have to thank you for being here. B'ezrat Hashem. And of course, to thank the technician. As you know, everything is done here is thanking to the technician. Baruch Hashem. Okay, I want to introduce you something that my staff working on. It's a series of books that really everybody worldwide has to think about it, and to thank God that He gives us so many things in order to have good life and healthy life. So as you know, in the time of the creation, Hashem prepared everything for Adam. So everything will be ready for him, and all he has to do is to study Torah. So now we're just gonna take one thing at a time and present it to people. Now this book called From Heaven to Our Table, the Story of Fruits. Very simple book. It's for children. However, it's good for adults too, to know how to thank Hashem and how to appreciate what we have. Hashem gives us things to eat in a nice way. For instance, this book talks about the fruits, that they come with different colors, with different shapes, with different tastes for us to enjoy on a daily basis, on all the time. And this is only one book that we're going to have a nice series of these ideas to let everybody know how much we have to appreciate what Hashem does for us. Okay? And of course, we have to pray to Hashem on a daily basis to have good health and good life, good family, and families and friends, so we can live our lives in a positive way. Okay, that was the introduction for this book. And we're going to show you B'ezrat Hashem more as we go. And if you have any ideas for us to write about something, please don't be shy. Of course, yes. Of course, you can get this book today if you want, through Amazon. And they will be very happy to see it and to show it to your friends. As I said, it's international. It's good for everybody. Just to thank God for the good things that He does for us. Okay, as you know, we just finished the whole idea, the whole story of Chag HaShavuot, the receiving the Torah, the counting of the Omer, all the excitement. And the idea is not to forget about it and to say, oh, you know what, let's wait for next year and then we do the same thing. No, the idea is to know how to improve ourselves on a daily basis and to be more connected to God and the Torah, and basically to be a better person, better human being, because the whole idea of the creation is to be nice to each other. And as you know, the Torah, one of the main purposes is peace. Peace, love, caring for each other. As it says, everything that the Torah wants is shalom. Shalom is peace. And also shalom is the name of God. So if people will follow the rules of the Torah, really, nobody will hate each other, nobody will kill each other, we'll have peaceful life and happy and healthy life. That's the idea of the Creator. Okay. But we sometimes don't listen to the Creator, and that's why we have so many issues in our life. Anyway, that's a different story. Okay, so as I said, we still under the influence of the receiving the Torah. As you know, we mentioned that many times, but it's very important to remember that the Torah was given in front of millions of people. It was not a secret. It was not something, hush hush on between God and Moses. Everybody knew it. The whole world knew about it. And So to show that it's really something real and strong and valid. It's not just a story that you read in a storybook, in a book of stories. Anyway, so now we know what to do. We have all the instruction of how to behave on a daily basis. So nobody can say, "Oh, nobody told me." I didn't know. I heard something from a rabbi many years ago. Imagine somebody receive a letter from the government and it says IRS and with a red line underneath or something like that. And the person doesn't know how to read or doesn't understand the language, but he sees IRS. He knows IRS. That is very scary. So what should he do? I mean, should he throw this letter in the garbage? Or should he go immediately to friends to ask them for help? Please tell me what it says over there. So that's a normal reaction. He'll go to somebody that understands what it means, to read him the letter and to tell him what's going on. So the same thing is with the Torah. Nobody can say, "Oh, I don't understand. I don't know what it means. It's not for me," or whatever. No, you have to go to someone that understands the Torah to explain to you. So, and after 120 years, nobody can come with a reason and say, I didn't know how to read, and there's no excuses. Okay, so just to let everybody know that it's our obligation to understand what it means. That's very important. Okay, and the Torah portion of Nazir Naso, we read it last week, not this Shabbat before that. Was Shabbat before that? Yes. No, Naso, I'm sorry, Naso, this is last Shabbat. We're talking about a man that in Hebrew they call Nazir. Nazir is a man that took upon himself, it's an obligation, it's kind of oath, that he will stay away from three things. It will make him holy, kind of holy man. The three things are not to cut his hair, not to shave, and not to eat or drink anything to do with grapes, no wine, no grapes, combination of anything with cake, and nothing to do with grapes, not even to go through a vineyard. Yes, to be not touching anything made of grapes. And the third thing is not to be contaminated spiritually, basically, from anybody that dies in the family. So if somebody dies in the family, he cannot get involved with that. So this person becomes to be Nazir. I tried to find the English word, but in the book it says here Nazir, also the same thing. But this is the idea of the man that he will take upon himself with an oath that he will keep the three things for certain time. The minimum time is 30 days, but he can go as long as he wants, and it depends on him, on the person himself. Now, for this Torah portion, so they have Torah that comes from the books of Judges. It talks about Samson. I think everybody knows, a lot of you know about the story about Samson. If you don't know the story about Samson, you should go to the book of Judges and read it over there. It's very interesting. And at that time, it's before, it's after Moshe Rabbeinu passed away. And hold on one second, people are bothering me here with the telephone. Okay. And before the time of the kings, we have the period of time called Judges, when a judge ruled the nation, the Jewish nation. So Samson was one of them, and he had to handle the major enemy at the time that called Philistines, not Palestinians. Philistines is different story at all. There's nothing to do with the story of today. And he was ruling for many years, and the whole world at the time was scared from him. And it said that many years after he died, the enemies will not touch the Jewish nation. Now, he was Nazir from birth. His parents, there was the revelation of an angel to the mother that the angel told her that she will have a kid, that he will be a Nazir from birth. And that's what happened. He became to be a very special leader in a Jewish history. And he really protected the Jewish nation at the time, I think for 40 years. And now, today, we don't hear about these kind of things. However, one of the things that we can learn from this whole idea of Nazir is that we can take upon ourselves things to do in life, not like him, not with this kind of obligation. For instance, if we want to keep our diet, okay, so we can say, listen, the Torah said that we are allowed to eat, but it doesn't mean that we can eat without limits. Not just give me food and So this way, people can watch themselves to be healthier and save some money also. If you don't go and buy just to eat for no reason. It's very interesting. It says that in the olden days they used to eat only 2 meals a day. I don't know how many meals today people eat, but maybe they snacking. They eat snack more than what the meals that they eat, but it's not good either. The Rambam said, I don't know if we can do it today, but that's what he said. He's a doctor. He was a doctor. He was a big rabbi, and I'm sure everything he says is 100% correct. He said, you drink when you're thirsty, and you eat when you're hungry, and nothing in between. If there's some mitzvah, then it's something else. You go to a mitzvah, let's say a wedding or bar mitzvah, that's something else. But you don't sit home and eat and drink all day long. This is not the idea. So the point is of this of Nazir is, even if the Torah tells us, that we are allowed to do things, we should just, try and keep it kind of low. In Parashat Kedoshim that we read a long time ago, it says, what do you mean to be kadosh, to be holy? So Rashi said to stay away from different abomination things. But the Ramban said, even in the things that you're allowed to do, you have to be kind of, take it easy, don't go too wild, even though the Torah tells you to do it. Okay, fine, except of studying Torah. We're studying Torah, you do the best you can, no limit. But sleeping, you don't have to sleep 8 hours, or 10 hours, maybe 6 is good. The Ben Ish Chai said, what the Rambam said first, 8 hours is good, it's healthy, no problem. The Ben Ish Chai said 6 hours will be also excellent, don't worry about it. Nothing is going to happen to the person. And he said something else, I read it in the book, I forgot where. He said, and even if you sleep 4 hours a day, but you study Torah on the time that you're not sleeping, then you will be healthy and nothing is going to happen to you also. That's not me, that's a recommendation. If you want to do that, you can try it, but that's just to see if it's working. Anyway, it's like the idea of the Gemara says, if somebody has what can he do? The people running to the Advil, to the medicine, to take a pill. So the Gemara said, no, study Torah. If somebody has some other pain, what do? Study Torah. Study. Wait a second. What happens if the pain is still there? Then, of course, you have to go to the doctor. You have to check. Now, what's the message here? I'm talking about major problem, and you say somebody needs a surgery. You cannot tell him, "Oh, go study Torah; it's going to go away." Somebody broke his leg. You have to go to the hospital. We're talking about something simple. You're home and you have a headache. Okay, but let's say Shabbat, and you cannot take a pill right away because it's not major. So what do? You go and you open the book, Torah, and study. If you don't think about it, and I'm telling you that's from experience and from other people, it will go away. But if you say, I know Hashem, I have a headache, I'm going to study Torah, and I know it's going to go away, it's not going to go away because you're using the Torah as a medicine. But if you just go and study, don't think about it, I'm telling you, it will go away. Try it. I hope you're not having any headaches or any problem, but just an idea. So the message is to try to go with Hashem as much as we can. And of course, if we need this, other help, that's something else. But when Hashem said to follow the rules, he knows what he's saying because it's only good for us, to protect us from many different things. Okay, that's about the Nazir, to try and copy things that we can do on a daily basis without having any problems. Okay? It won't bother anybody, not us and not other people. Okay, so if you go to a restaurant with friends and they order meat, and you love meat, so can you control not to eat meat because it's not Shabbat and you don't have to do it on Tuesday? I mean, think about it. Maybe you can have a piece of, I don't know, something else, like chicken or fish. The idea is the control of this, all these kind of desires. All right, that's the point. I'm not telling you to be Nazir. I'm not telling you to do anything, go wild. Just, for yourself. It's, to be humble. Like Moshe Rabbeinu said, the Torah said he was the most humble person. How can he be so humble that the Torah said he was the most humble ever on earth? Okay, so we cannot be like him, but we can copy the idea from Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, so that was there. Now there was another something very interesting and very beautiful in the Torah portion, and that was the blessing of the Kohanim. In Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, maybe I should read to you just to see what I'm talking about, and we do that on a daily basis on Shachrit. I'm talking about the Sephardi people. We do this blessing every day in Israel and in the diaspora. The Ashkenazi people don't do that in the diaspora, they do it only in Israel. So it's a beautiful blessing that Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu to tell Aaron. You can find it in chapter 6 on the Parashat Nazir, chapter 6 and verses 22, 26. Listen what it says over there. It's really beautiful. Hashem spoke to Moses saying, speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, so shall you bless the children of Israel, saying to them, may Hashem bless you and safeguard you. May Hashem illuminate his countenance for you and be gracious to you. May Hashem lift his countenance, to you and establish peace for you. Okay? Major blessing from the Kohanim on a daily basis. I know that many rabbis that come from Israel to here, they come to an Ashkenazi rabbi, they come to Sephardi shuls in the morning in order to hear this blessing. So this is something really great that Hashem told Moses to tell Aaron to serve. Since then till today, we still have the same blessing on a daily basis. It's a major blessing. It's a great blessing that Hashem wants only to give us the best thing in life. So what I'm trying to say here, Hashem wants to give us, so we have to follow the rules of Hashem. Now, see if you have any questions.
Rabbi, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Okay, good to see you.
Likewise. I was, first of all, Google translates Nazir to the word monk.
Oh, wait, I don't know.
I know. I know.
Right.
But interesting enough, the hair, what's it called?
The hair. You not cut the hair.
Yeah, no, but the crown of the Kohen Gadol, what is it called? The Nazir?
Nazir, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Nazir, yeah. Having an opportunity to sort of be like the Kohen Gadol, could that be part of it of being
No,
a Nazir?
it says his holiness is like him. The holiness.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's talking about it. Yes, you're right. Correct.
Yeah. So I was thinking when I was reading the Parashat, when the angel comes and he tells the
The
Egyptian
mother about
mother,
Samson. Yeah.
yeah, what she has to do, what she has to refrain from doing.
Correct.
Isn't that in the spirit of the Birkat?
Kohanim.
Yeah,
Kohanim.
yeah.
Well, no, this I'm not sure it's connected. However, there was a direct. I don't know. It's no order from the angel to tell her, listen, that is a situation and you must fulfill all the rules. Now here he did not bless her that like the blessing that we said here. That was in order for her to do all these things that he told her in order for her son to be a Nazir, and he will be one of the leaders that will redeem the Jewish people from all these troubles. And maybe
Right.
there's a connection, but I don't think that that was like direct blessing that Hashem will give. That that we just read, but it was in direct order that she must fulfill all these rules, and he also, the son, when he's born, he has to fulfill all these rules.
Well, yeah, because I as you know, I was always since I learned about it, I was interested in being an Nazir, maybe in the future. But I was thinking, uh, there's no Beit HaMikdash. How am I supposed to give a korban? In real life now. So if one takes the nether of being a Nazir, it'll be for life regardless, right?
No, there's nothing to do with the Beit HaMikdash. You can be Nazir today, if you can be Nazir before Beit HaMikdash, it's nothing to do with Beit HaMikdash. I mean, people can be Nazir during the Beit HaMikdash also. There's no connection. No connection. The holiness is the holiness. And they
Right.
can be only for themselves. They don't have to be leaders. They're private people, but acting like this Nazir.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when a conversion student is choosing a minhag, is it best to choose the minhags of the Beit Din that you're converting through, or the community that you're living in, such that, like, if you're converting through a Sephardi Beit Din, should you choose the minhag of Sephardim, or if you're living amongst Ashkenazim, like, should you start following the customs of Ashkenazim?
Okay, good question. According to Rabbi Abba Yosef, if you do this whole process in Eretz Israel, you follow the Shulchan Aruch, the rules of Shulchan Aruch, whatever the Shulchan Aruch says. However, if you are in different places, even in Eretz Israel, in the Holy Land, you do the customs of the community that you live with. Okay? Otherwise, it's going to be too complicated, too conflicting. I know in many cases, I tell you a story from my personal life. I have a nephew. I'm Sephardi, and we grew up as Sephardi. But my nephew chose, right? In the past, he chose to live among Ashkenazi people. So he learned everything that they do, even the language, which is Yiddish, and it's so far from the Sephardi people. But this way, he knows and they know that he belongs to their community, and there's no conflict. The Beit Din cannot tell you which one to choose, what custom to choose. It's up to you. However, it's easier. It will be easier to do to learn from the community that you live with.
Okay, thank you.
And to follow the rules of the Torah it's good. No matter what you do, it will be the best thing to do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Somebody's asking, how do you fight the urge to sleep as soon as you start learning Torah?
Yeah, This is something that it's a known problem. The Yetzer Hara, comes exactly when you want to study Torah, because this is the medicine against the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara knows if you want to study Torah, it makes you feel tired and whatever, in order not to study Torah. So the best medicine is to study Torah when you're standing up and then drinking something, eating something, and not let the Yetzer come into your head. It's not easy. You have to practice that. But it works.
Somebody said women are not obligated to learn Torah.
No, a women are not obligated to learn Torah like a man. However, they are obligated to learn halachot Shabbat, halachot Nida, things that connected to her daily life.
Kosher.
Not Gemara to go to yeshiva. Things that she has to know how to live her life and her family. That's very important, yes.
But I still taking Torah class. But Baruch Hashem.
Okay, we can do extra, but not.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, all the best. Be well. Take care. Shavua tov. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.